Hello everybody, how are you doing? A very warm welcome or welcome back to my channel if you're a returning viewer. If we've never met before, hello, my name's Alison and I'm a 50-something witch living in Chesterfield in Derbyshire in England, and it's my mission to bring you a little bit of witchy magic into your life and to talk about all the things that bring us joy in our magical and mundane lives as well. And it's so lovely to see you here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, when we last met, I promised you that I got something special lined up for this video, and I've had a great time this weekend at Elsecar Heritage Centre in South Yorkshire, which is my home county, the county that I was born in, and it's a place that I have never been to before. I know that sounds shocking, but I'd never been before. It had always been on my radar to visit, but I'd never been. Anyway, I was approached by an absolutely lovely couple called Gary and Kelly, and they asked me if I would like to go and visit their little crystal shop in the Heritage Centre. And of course I said absolutely, I would love to do that. So yesterday I went off up there and I spent a lovely afternoon at the centre, and I had the best time. I loved the Heritage Centre, but the main reason I was there was to look at Gary and Kelly's beautiful shop, which I'll tell you more about in a little while. But first of all, a little bit about the centre itself, and I'm going to put some footage in so that you can actually see what it looks like. Now, the centre itself is built on the remains of a showpiece mining and industrial centre dating from the late 18th century, and it's fantastic to see it thriving today. I was really surprised by how busy it was, and it's just beautiful. There's an amazing visitor centre, there's a fantastic antique centre to browse around, where I was particularly drawn to the amazing collection of bottles that were on sale. There are beautiful cafes, which I can personally attest to testing. I had an absolutely lovely cream tea there. It was so nice. And yeah, the centre is beautiful. There are bars and little shops and all independent businesses, which is really lovely to see. But I was invited especially to Gaia Crystals, which is Gary and Kelly's lovely shop, and that's what I want to tell you about today. I wanted to tell you a little bit about how Gary and Kelly's shop came to be. They first opened on a little tabletop stall in Lincoln in 2016. Then they made a move to Edwinstowe in Sherwood Forest before eventually settling in Elsecar in 2018. And when they first opened, the focus was on Gary's glass craft, because he produces the most beautiful stained glass that you'll actually see when we have a look around the shop. And there is still quite a lot of the stained glass in the shop, which is lovely to see. And Gary also runs classes telling people how to make it, which he tells me are really popular, and I can understand why. The shop is based on products that are all ethically and fairly traded, and I know that that's something that means a lot to all of us from the conversations we've had before. And when I asked Gary for information about the shop before we arranged for me to go up and visit, he was very honest and open about the ethics behind his business and where his products come from. And I really appreciated that, and I know that you will too. He's very keen to make sure that if he does get a good deal from his importers and his sellers, that he passes that on to his customers. And I think that's fantastic. He doesn't keep, you know, that deal for himself. He likes to pass that on to his customers. And I'm really impressed by that. It's not a cash grab. And when you walk into the shop, you can feel the heart of it. And it's beautiful. It's a tiny shop, but it's absolutely full of the most vibrant buzzing energy that I've ever felt. It's just, I'm smiling just thinking about it, because it is really, really special. He's very much into being able to get what people ask for, and the more challenging the better. He's always up for looking for that particularly shaped crystal or that particular kind of crystal that you want. And he and Kelly also love being able to source herbs and other magical bits and pieces that the customers ask for, which I think is fantastic. And it's great to know that there's somewhere that you can go that the people will listen to you and understand what you're looking for and will do their best to help you. The nicest thing that I think has come over to me about the shop is that it's a really safe space for people to explore their feelings about witchcraft, crystals, any other kind of esoteric topic. And Gary and Kelly told me that they're seeing a lot of younger people coming in and asking questions and wanting to know more about different practices. And I think it's great that they are so open to having these discussions with people about things that they might not necessarily understand, but in a really gentle and nurturing way. I just found them the most lovely couple to be with. I could have talked to them for hours, and everything that they stand for is evident in their shop. And I think that it's so lovely to have a place like this. I mean, it's fairly local to me. It didn't take me that long to get there. But for the people of South Yorkshire, it's a great place for them to visit and to ask questions if they want to know more about exploring a particular pathway or any aspect of paganism. Now, Gary is particularly interested in Norse mythology and practice, and his partner Kelly is a witch, so they've got a plethora of information and knowledge between them, and they love it when people ask them questions. So do pay them a visit and ask them that burning question that you've always wanted the answer to. I could sit here and talk about this lovely, lovely shop all day long, but I know how much you want to have a look around it. So come on, let's go and have a look, and you can see it exactly as I saw it yesterday and have a look at the lovely treasures that are contained in the walls. So come on, let's go and have a look round. So welcome to Gaia Crystals, and I'm going to take you through the shop just as if you were with me, so you can see everything that I'm looking at. So the very first thing that you'll notice when you walk into this absolutely beautiful shop is the smell, and it just smells absolutely beautiful. And one of the things I've noticed straight away is when I walk in, there's a little board telling us what today's incense is that's burning, and today this is the green citronella one, and it smells beautiful. Now, I've not had this one before, and it smells lovely. I think I've picked this one up a couple of times, but I think this is one of the things that I'll be taking away with me today, because it smells lovely and gives this lovely shop such a beautiful, calm and peaceful atmosphere. But immediately I'm drawn to this gorgeous stained glass in the window, and I'm informed by Gary, the lovely owner, that these are made by him. These are stunning, and when the shop first opened, it focused mostly on the stained glass that Gary made and sold. But when the shop moved into these premises, which were bigger than the previous ones, there was room for the crystal collection to explode, which it has. But these are gorgeous and they look so pretty. When I got here earlier, it was really sunny and there was lots and lots of light coming through this window, and the colours were absolutely glorious. These are so beautiful. And Gary also runs glass making classes here as well, that he tells me are getting really well attended. So I think that that's wonderful, such a lovely thing to be able to do. Under the stained glass are lots and lots of different smudge bundles. Now, I don't know what the red one is. I've never seen that one before. Oh, that's a dragon's blood one. Look at this one. I've never seen one of those before, and I love the smell of dragon's blood, and that smells amazing. So that might definitely be something that I'd consider buying. Now, there's lots of pendulums, and there's lots and lots of other smudgy bits and pieces as well. So there's bits and pieces to make your own smudge with. There's lavender, there's abalone shells to hold your smudge ingredients. There's lots of different sticks and bundles, and yeah, this is kind of our stock in trade, really, isn't it? This is something that a lot of us use these shops specifically for, and it's really nice to be able to have a place locally where you can just come and pick these things up really easily. You can see how important the crystals are to Gary and Kelly, because their collection is massive and absolutely mind-blowing. Gary's just shown me a couple of pieces that I'd never even heard of, and I'll tell you more about those as we walk round. But there's some amazing incense here, and you know how much I love the Sacha incense, and there's a massive selection here. I don't think you can go wrong with the Sacha incense, because the prices are amazing and there's such a wide range, and I use these all the time. These are the ones that I always pick up. So it's always lovely to see a shop that has such a massive selection. There's more stained glass in the windows, along with some beautiful sun catchers. I bet these look absolutely stunning when the light's on them as well. And the stained glass just looks so gorgeous. And look at this beautiful piece. That one is absolutely lovely. Underneath even more incense, there are some really lovely small pieces of natural crystal. So these are not polished ones, they're not tumble stones, and I really like the raw crystals. I really like how they feel, and the pricing is fantastic. I think that £1.75 for a piece of raw citrine is absolutely brilliant. Now, Gary tells me that he is always keen to pass on whenever he gets a good deal from his suppliers. He will always pass that on to his customers, and I really like that, because it would be so easy for him to just to pocket that for himself, but he'd rather pass that on to his customers, and that's really lovely to know. And I think that that builds a real sense of trust with him and the way he does business, and I think that that's a really important thing that you should know. I've never seen this. This is smoked skin agate. Look at this. This is gorgeous. It almost looks like rose quartz, but there's something really unusual about it. Like it's like got little scales on it. This crystal table is fantastic. I don't know where to look first, to be honest, but I love these palm stones. I've got quite a few of these myself, and I really like to carry them around with me, but these are absolutely beautiful, and some really unusual ones. This one's Picasso Jasper. Never even seen that before. So this is so far being a real treat, because there's so much that I've never come across. Well, there's lots of tumble stones. Some people like to use tumble stones. I do love them, but I really love the stones in the natural state, the rough ones. So there's something here for everybody, and you can take your pick, really. And I've never seen so many crystals in one place, to be honest. There's just so many to look at. It's really obvious how much crystals mean to Gary, and I know just from speaking to him how knowledgeable he is about the stones and crystals that he has in the shop. And one of the things that he prides himself on is his ability to source customer requests, and the more unusual and the more strangely shaped, the better. He loves the challenge. So if there's anything that you'd like him to get hold of for you, just let him know, and I'm sure that he will do his absolute best to help you out. There are some beautiful salt lamps in the window, and these look so pretty. Now, I've got 2 salt lamps, and I know that there's quite a bit of controversy about them. I think there was a claim a number of years ago that the lamps do something to the air in your home. I'm not sure how true that is. I don't know what scientific basis there is for that. All I know is that they look absolutely beautiful. They're so pretty, and the light is so calming and relaxing, and I really love the two that we've got in our house, and these ones are absolutely gorgeous. They look so pretty. There's a lovely jewellery selection. I'm particularly drawn to these beautiful amethyst rings. They're so pretty. Absolutely love amethyst, as you know. But there's lots and lots of other pieces as well. I love these pieces of amber. These are absolutely lovely. There are some lovely wind chimes, and directly below them are a number of these lovely Spirit of Equinox plaques. Now, I love these. I've got quite a few of these out in the garden, and I've bought quite a few of these for gifts as well, because I think they're a lovely gift, and they usually come in at under £10, which is true here. These are £9.99, and I think that they're just lovely to give as a gift for a witchy or pagan friend. There are lots and lots of essential and fragrance oils and lots of other little fragrant bits and pieces. And I'm really drawn to this particular product. I've never seen this before. This is an essential oil roller, and I think this is a fantastic idea. This one is the amethyst version. So I'm assuming that what you would do is put your own essential oil in to the bottle, and then it also has a little roller ball in the lid made from the stone of your choice, and I think that that is brilliant. I would put lavender oil in there, I think, and I would use that for when I get a headache, because I find amethyst is particularly helpful when I get a nasty headache. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving any medical advice, but I think that is a brilliant idea, and I love that. I really think that that's something that I could definitely get behind. You know how much I love selenite, and there's a beautiful collection here. I love these pillars. These are absolutely gorgeous. And the long pieces as well, only £6.95. That's amazing. That's a really, really good price. It's so pretty. We all love a good tumble stone bracelet, and there's a really big selection here. And what I really love, I've noticed as I've been walking around the shop, is that there are lots and lots of labels explaining the properties of each of the stones, and that's really, really helpful if crystals are not something that you're used to using, or if you're just starting out on your journey with crystals. And I think that that's really, really helpful and a really thoughtful touch. Now, Gary's just told me that he and Kelly actually write the little sheets for each of the crystals. How lovely is that? I think that that's a really personal touch. So there's some little bits of information to take away with the crystals that you choose, and they would be brilliant if you were giving these as a gift to give to the person so that they know more about their new crystal. Even more jewellery. These earrings are absolutely lovely. You can see what I just mentioned about the little cards with the properties of the stones on. I think that's really, really helpful, and it gives you a little bit more confidence if you're wanting to choose crystals and stones for yourself or for a gift. These green men are absolutely beautiful, and I've got a couple of these at home and I just love them. But to see a collection of them together is really special because they look so pretty, and I just love their faces. Everyone's different and everyone's got its own personality, and it's really nice to see a collection like this. Now, this is brilliant because under the main shelves are drawers full of treasures. Now, who wouldn't want to have a browse through these? These are absolutely stunning. There's so much to look at, and there's a little surprise behind every corner. The crystal pick and mix is really exciting, and I love that Gary and Kelly have found these old brick moulds to put the crystals in. I love a good rummage through pick and mix crystals, as you know, and theirs even includes these beautiful little soapstone animals. How cute are these? These little dinosaurs. Oh, these are fabulous. Little lobster. I love him. More jewellery, absolutely perfect for gifting, just beautiful. And more drawers with more treasures. Now Gary showed me this earlier, and this is a piece of sand from the Gobi Desert that was hit by a meteorite and turned to glass. How amazing is this? I have never seen anything like it. Under the very impressive skulls and even more gemstone obelisks is a selection of tarot cards. Now, Gary and Kelly tell me that they are more than happy to source any tarot deck or book that their customers are interested in, and they have asked me specifically to mention that to you. So they love a challenge, and they also love to source different herbs and any other bits and pieces that you care to mention. So do get in touch if they can help you. What have we got in here? Oh, look at these little dogs. These are fabulous. Look at these gorgeous little faces. These are so cute. These would make a lovely present, and if somebody needed cheering up, this would be the perfect thing to buy for them, because these are absolutely adorable. I've got to show you these pieces that only came in today. These are little gemstone paws, and these are so cute. Lots and lots of different crystal, but what's the cutest thing are these little gemstone frogs. These are adorable. I love those. They're beautiful. Little rose quartz one. How cute are they? So I've been brought back into the workroom behind the shop to have a look at this massive delivery of crystals that came in today, and there are some amazing pieces here. Look at this chevron amethyst. This is absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful stone. Some absolutely lovely pieces. And these are all going to be measured and checked for quality before being priced up and put out on sale. I have absolutely loved looking around this beautiful shop, and I'm just going to have one last look around before I say goodbye to Gary and Kelly and head off home. You can find out more about Gaia Crystals on their lovely website, which is available at www.gaiacrystals.co.uk. And I'm also going to put a little clip of the website in for you so you can have a look at it. And I really hope that if you live in the local area that you will pay them a visit. And if you've already been, I'd love to know what you thought about it, and if you loved it as much as I did, which I'm sure you did. So please do tell us in the comments below if you've paid them a visit previously, because I'm sure that Gary and Kelly would love to know too. I really hope that you've enjoyed spending time with me today looking around this absolutely beautiful shop. It was an absolute pleasure to be there and to film it, and I really hope that you've enjoyed it. And if you have, I would really appreciate it if you could please give this video a little thumbs up, because it really helps my channel when you do that. So thank you very much for that in advance. Please share with us in the comments if there was anything that you saw in the shop that you particularly loved. There was so much to look at and so many lovely things that, you know, I couldn't possibly narrow it down to one thing that I thought was lovelier than anything else. It was just such a little treasure trove. So yeah, do tell us if there's anything that you really like. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you're a new visitor to my channel, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see more of this and to share more of my life, I would really love it if you would you know, consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you as part of our lovely little community that we've built up. And yeah, if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for being here again. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you, and I hope that you are well and happy wherever you are in the world. I hope that everything is okay with you, and I hope that you will join me again very soon, as we're heading into autumn and I've got lots and lots of things planned that I want to share with you in the coming months. So please stick around for that. I can't wait to share those things with you, and in the meantime, I hope that you will look after yourself. I hope that you will find a moment of joy in every single day, and until we meet again, blessed be.